Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you the process of this eye drawing, which is in a partly closed position. To get the proportions, I'm drawing a big circle, then a small circle and two lines using HB pencil. Now I'm lightly sketching the basic outlines with HB pencil. This is the bottom eyelid. This line will be the top eyelid, as this eye is half closed. I'm just erasing the lines we don't need, and the parts of the iris hidden by the eyelid. Now I'm gradually darkening the lines until I'm happy with the shapes. I'm continuing to erase and correct the lines until it looks right. I'm using sharp 2B pencil now to shade the iris. I'm drawing thin lines to create fine texture. I'm keeping this layer light. I'll gradually darken with more layers later. Now I'm blending with a dry paintbrush. Now I'm darkening the texture slightly. I'm just smoothing the transitions now with a blending stump. This just softens the texture slightly. Okay, now 3B pencil to darken the texture further. These sharp lines come to a fine point and give the effect of depth in the iris. I'm doing the same now along the edge of the iris, building up the texture. It's good to keep the pencil sharp to create thin lines. Now I'm blending gently around the edge of the iris to help give a realistic look. The pupil is the darkest area. This aquarelle pencil I'm using gives a really dark look, but you could also use a black pencil. I'm darkening the texture a bit now using a 4B pencil. I'm continuing to add texture until the iris looks balanced and even all the way around. A mono zero eraser allows us to create really thin lines. These contrast with the dark lines to enhance the texture. I'm also adding some lines crossing in other directions. Now I'm shading in and around the eye with 2B and 3B pencil. Gradual layers and blending each time creates a smooth, realistic look. Shading the edges of the eye helps create a contour effect. This helps make the eye look more rounded. I'm drawing tiny capillaries in the white of the eye with a sharp pencil, then blending. Now I'm shading around the eye, keeping a flat edge on the 2B pencil to create smooth and soft strokes. I'm gradually building up the shading, creating a consistent light first layer. And now blending with a dry brush. Now a second layer with strokes in a different direction. And repeating the process gradually, shading and blending smoothly until you build up a smooth look. Darker areas give the effect of contour and roundness. You could use tissue paper to blend if you don't have a dry paintbrush. I'm darkening some of the folds in the skin with 4B pencil. Now I'm enhancing the contrast by erasing areas next to the dark lines. This whole central area is where the light is reflecting on the eyelid. So I'm using the eraser to create lots of light marks. You could also use a regular eraser that's cut to a fine point to achieve the same effect. This light reflection effect continues in several areas around the eye. For the eyelashes, I'm using a sharp 4B pencil. I recommend keeping it sharp and think about the curve and direction of each stroke. Take your time. The lashes are never really straight lines. They're usually slightly curved and coming to a fine point. They often group together in 2s or 3s. It's good to avoid making the lashes too long, as you can always make them longer later. But it's hard to erase them to make them shorter once you've drawn them. The lower lashes are usually not as long as the upper lashes, and there are often less of them. They often form small groups of 2 or 3, creating these pointed shapes. Notice how there's usually quite a bit of space between some of them. The thickness of the lines varies. Okay, just a final few adjustments. Nearly finished. If you found this video helpful, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.